This is Jupiter Today for the 21st of December 2014. Jupiter Today is a daily podcast focusing attention on the Jupiter system for the purpose of monitoring activity. At 0 hours UTC, the position of Jupiter on the celestial sphere is 9 hours, 39 minutes, 13.3 seconds, and positive 14 degrees, 53 minutes, 15.9 seconds. The angular separation from the Sun today is 126.632 degrees, and that's 1.056 degrees greater than yesterday. The distance between Earth and Jupiter has crossed below the 700 million kilometer mark, coincidental with today's Earth solstice. The distance is 698,779,650 kilometers, and that's 1,894,382 kilometers closer than yesterday, and that gives a relative velocity between Earth and Jupiter of 78,932.58 kilometers per hour, the two bodies getting closer to one another. And that's 1,052.46 kilometers per hour slower than that velocity yesterday. The central meridian at 0 hours UTC, CM1, 118.50 degrees, CM2, 137.92 degrees, CM3, 33.75 degrees. At 0 hours UTC, Io begins the day in Quadrant 1, heading east. Europa starts the day in Quadrant 4, heading east. Ganymede is in Quadrant 2, heading west. And Callisto is also in Quadrant 2, heading west. 6 hours UTC. Io has reached its eastern elongation and is now in Quadrant 2, heading west. Europa's still heading east in Quadrant 4. Ganymede and Callisto are both in Quadrant 2. At 12 hours UTC, Io is in Quadrant 2, still heading west. At 1800 hours UTC, you can see the moons are all bunching up. Io is transited. Europa has moved behind Jupiter and is now in Quadrant 1, heading east. Ganymede has also transited Jupiter and is now in Quadrant 3, heading west the rest of the day. And by 0 hours UTC tomorrow, Io is in Quadrant 3, heading west near its western elongation. And Callisto is just about to begin transiting. There are 12 Jupiter satellite events. There's more events when Ganymede and Callisto get into the picture. At 9:24 UTC, Ganymede's shadow ingresses. At 12:12 UTC, Europa disappears into the shadow of Jupiter. At 1300 hours, Ganymede's shadow egresses. At 1324, Ganymede begins its transit of Jupiter. At 1338 UTC, Io's shadow ingresses. At 1437, the transit of Io across Jupiter begins. At 1518 UTC, the shadow of Callisto ingresses. At 1555, Io's shadow egresses. At 1653, the transit of Io across Jupiter ends. At 1700, the transit of Ganymede across Jupiter ends. At 1702 UTC, Europa reappears from behind Jupiter, and at 2005 UTC, the shadow of Callisto egresses. There are 3 satellite mutual events today. From 313 to 332, the shadow of Callisto eclipses Io. This is a 19.4 minute event with a magnitude flux drop of 1.113 magnitudes. And the separation between Io and Callisto at this point is 80.34 arcseconds. At 4:11 UTC, and going to 4:23, Ganymede occults Io. This is an 11.4 minute event with an estimated magnitude flux drop of 0.434, and the distance from Jupiter to this event is 102.66 arcseconds. And the third mutual event for today is, again, Callisto eclipsing Io, the shadow of Callisto falling upon Io, and that goes from 11:48 to 12:12. It's a 23.6 minute event with a 1.113 estimated magnitude flux drop. So what's happened is Callisto is moving towards Jupiter, moving west in quadrant 2. Io had been in quadrant 1, heading east when it passed through the shadow of Callisto the first time at 313, and then it reached its maximum eastern elongation and came back around and passed through Callisto's shadow again. 24 hours of Jupiter sky. You'll see that 3 of the 4 Galilean moons are fairly near the Sun. Europa just passed into the shadow of Jupiter. The red spot crosses Jupiter's meridian 3 times today, the first at 1:52, the second at 11:48, and the third at 21:43 UTC. There were no new images, no new radio data, and no new papers. Well, happy solstice. The time of the solstice is at 23:03 UTC. The solstices and equinoxes are my holidays, and so I'm going to be taking a 2-day retreat. So no Jupiter today on the 22nd and 23rd of December, but I will be back on the 24th of December. So please subscribe. I'd like to hear your comments, suggestions, questions, and send your images to the email shown. And until the 24th of December, I wish you peace.